What if the reason you're not getting rich isn't because you don't earn enough, but because of what you do after you earn it? Think about this. Two people make the same income. One stays stuck, paycheck to paycheck. The other quietly builds wealth, freedom and options. Same money, completely different future. So what's the difference? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's a decision, a mindset shift that most people never make. Right now, millions of people are trapped in a cycle: earn, spend, repeat. They upgrade their lifestyle the moment their income increases. New phone, better clothes, bigger bills. But the wealthy, they play a different game entirely. They don't just spend money, they deploy it. Every dollar has a mission. Every expense is questioned. Every opportunity to invest is taken seriously. In this video, you're going to discover the exact shift that separates those who stay broke from those who build real wealth over time. If you truly want to change your financial future, you need to hear this. Stay with me until the end, because one of these lessons could completely transform the way you think about money forever. Lesson 1. Stop impressing people who don't matter. The modern world is a stage, and most people are performing for an audience that isn't even paying attention. We live in an era of hyper-visibility where social media platforms have turned our private lives into a curated gallery of success. However, the tragedy of this performance is that it is often funded by debt and fueled by insecurity. When you spend your hard-earned capital on a luxury vehicle, a designer wardrobe, or the latest smartphone just to elicit a wow from people you barely know, or worse, people you don't even like, you are effectively trading your future freedom for a fleeting moment of social validation. This is the middle-class trap: looking rich while staying broke. True wealth is invisible. It is the money not spent, the car not bought, and the flashy watch left in the store. The psychological urge to impress others usually stems from a need for external significance, but in the realm of high finance, significance is found in the balance sheet, not the driveway. The rich understand that every dollar spent on a depreciating asset is a soldier lost in the war for financial independence. Instead of trying to look successful, they focus on becoming successful. They realize that the opinions of others have no bearing on their net worth, and they find peace in the quiet accumulation of power rather than the loud display of consumption. Consider the concept of stealth wealth. Many of the world's most successful individuals live in modest homes and drive reliable older cars. They aren't being cheap, they are being strategic. By lowering their burn rate, the amount of money required to maintain their lifestyle, they increase their investment rate. This allows them to capitalize on opportunities that the flashy spender can't afford because their capital is tied up in monthly installments for a lifestyle they can't actually sustain. When you stop caring about the applause of the crowd, you gain the clarity needed to focus on the numbers that actually matter. Breaking free from the keeping up with the Joneses mentality requires a profound internal shift. You have to realize that the Joneses are likely drowning in credit card debt and one paycheck away from a total collapse. Why would you model your life after a house of cards? By choosing to be unimpressive today, you are buying the right to be truly influential tomorrow. Ownership is the only metric that counts in the long run. Owning your time, owning your assets, and owning your peace of mind is infinitely more valuable than owning the latest trend. Silence is the sound of real money being made. Lesson 2. Pay yourself first, no matter what. Most people treat their savings as a leftover. They receive their paycheck, pay the landlord, pay the utility companies, pay the grocery store, and then if there is anything remaining, they consider saving it. This is a recipe for perpetual financial mediocrity, because in a consumer-driven society there will always be an emergency or a special occasion to vacuum up those remaining dollars. To pay yourself first is to flip this script entirely. It is the fundamental law of wealth building. You are the most important person on your payroll, and you must be paid before any bill, any creditor, or any merchant. Paying yourself first is not just a financial tactic, it is a psychological commitment to your future self. It signals that your long-term security is a higher priority than your immediate desires. When you automate a portion of your income, whether it's $10 or $1,000, directly into an investment account the moment it hits your bank, you are removing the element of human error and willpower. You learn to live on what remains. Paradoxically, most people find that when they pay themselves first, they naturally become more resourceful and disciplined with the rest of their budget, often finding they don't even miss the money that was set aside. This habit creates a wealth snowball. In the beginning, the amounts may seem insignificant and the progress may feel slow. However, the magic lies in the consistency. This is the foundation of compound interest. By paying yourself first, you are ensuring that your capital base grows every single month, regardless of market conditions or personal whims. You are building a fortress of liquidity that provides you with opportunity capital. When a market crash happens or a lucrative business venture arises, the person who has been paying themselves first is the only one with the cash on hand to take advantage of the situation. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Many argue that they can't afford to save, but the reality is that they can't afford not to. If you wait for a convenient time to start investing, that time will never arrive. Life will always present a reason to spend. By making your investment a non-negotiable expense, just like your rent or your taxes, you force your lifestyle to adapt to your ambitions rather than forcing your ambitions to adapt to your lifestyle. This simple shift in the order of operations is what separates the masters of money from those who are forever enslaved by it. Lesson 3. Turn expenses into investments. The primary difference between a consumer and an investor is their perspective on a dollar bill. A consumer sees a dollar as a tool to buy something they want today. An investor sees a dollar as a seed that has the potential to grow into a tree that produces fruit forever. To build real wealth, you must begin to view every outgoing expense through the lens of return on investment (ROI). This doesn't mean you never spend money. It means you become highly selective about what that money is doing for you. You stop asking how much does this cost, and start asking what will this return. Expenses can be divided into two categories, those that drain you and those that fuel you. A new designer bag is a drain. It loses value the moment you leave the store and requires maintenance. A high-level certification course or a piece of software that increases your professional efficiency is an investment. It has the potential to multiply your earning power for years to come. Even your health can be seen as an investment. Spending money on high-quality food and a gym membership reduces future medical costs and increases the energy you can pour into your work. This is the essence of strategic spending. The wealthy also look for ways to make their lifestyle tax-deductible or asset-backed. For example, instead of just buying a vacation home that sits empty and costs money in taxes and insurance, an investor might buy a property that they can rent out on Airbnb, using the income to cover the mortgage while they enjoy the appreciation of the asset. They look for the hidden leverage in every transaction. They understand that while a consumer buys toys, an investor buys tools. Tools are things that help you create more value, and in a capitalist society, value is the currency that is rewarded with more capital. Transitioning from a consumer mindset to an investor mindset requires a high degree of mindfulness. It involves questioning the why behind every purchase. Is this spending helping me reach my 5-year goal? Is this expense going to provide a utility that far outweighs its cost? By constantly auditing your outflows, you begin to plug the leaks in your financial bucket. Over time, as you redirect your money from depreciating assets into appreciating ones, you'll find that your net worth begins to grow exponentially. You are no longer just working for money. You are using your money to buy assets that will eventually replace your need to work. Lesson 4. Delay gratification for greater freedom. We live in a culture of now. We have instant messaging, instant food delivery, and instant streaming. This environment has conditioned us to expect immediate results in all areas of life, including our finances. However, wealth is a slow-cooked meal, not a microwave snack. The ability to delay gratification, to turn down a small pleasure today in exchange for a significantly larger reward in the future, is perhaps the single most accurate predictor of financial success. While the average person is busy consuming their seed corn, the wealthy person is busy planting it and waiting for the harvest. Patience is a competitive advantage because it is so rare. Most people are unwilling to endure the boring middle years of wealth accumulation where the effort is high but the visible results are minimal. They want the Lambo now, even if it means a high-interest loan that hampers their ability to invest. The disciplined individual, however, understands the power of the time value of money. They know that a dollar invested in their 20s is worth far more than a dollar invested in their 40s. By sacrificing a few years of luxury in their youth, they are purchasing decades of total freedom in their maturity. Delaying gratification is not about deprivation. It is about intentionality. It is the realization that you can have anything you want, but you cannot have everything you want right now. It's the discipline to drive the older car for 3 more years so that you can finish paying off your mortgage or max out your retirement accounts. It is the emotional maturity to see your peers going on lavish vacations and feeling no FOMO, fear of missing out, because you know you are building a legacy while they are building a debt trap. You are playing a different game with a much longer timeline. Ultimately, the goal of delayed gratification is freedom. True freedom is not the ability to buy whatever you see, it is the ability to do whatever you want with your time. When you have the discipline to wait, you eventually reach a tipping point where your assets generate more income than your lifestyle requires. At that stage, you can enjoy all the luxuries you previously deferred, but with one major difference: you aren't paying for them with your labor, you're paying for them with your surplus. The wait makes the reward sweeter, and more importantly, it makes the reward permanent. Lesson 5. Make your money work harder than you do. There is a fundamental limit to how much you can earn through your own labor. No matter how smart, talented, or hardworking you are, you only have 24 hours in a day. If your income is directly tied to your time, you have a ceiling on your wealth. The wealthy, however, have discovered a way to break through this ceiling. They treat money as a secondary workforce. They understand that while humans need sleep, food, and vacations, money never tires. It can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, compounding and growing without ever needing a break. The shift from earned income to passive income is the ultimate goal of financial intelligence. Earned income, the money you get from a job, is the most highly taxed and the most time-intensive form of wealth. Passive income, money derived from dividends, rental properties, royalties, or business systems, is the key to true autonomy. When your money is working for you, you are no longer a cog in the machine, you are the owner of the machine. Your objective should be to consistently move your money from your labor bucket into your asset bucket until the asset bucket is overflowing. Building these systems requires an upfront investment of either time or money, or both. It might mean spending your weekends building an e-commerce store, or it might mean researching index funds and real estate markets to ensure your capital is deployed efficiently. The complexity of the system doesn't matter as much as its reliability. The goal is to create a money-making engine that functions independently of your physical presence. This is how generational wealth is created. It isn't through high salaries, which can vanish with a layoff. It's through the ownership of productive assets that continue to yield value regardless of your personal circumstances. In the end, the person who works the hardest isn't always the one who ends up with the most. The world is full of hard-working people who are struggling to make ends meet. Wealth flows to those who understand the mechanics of leverage. Whether it's the leverage of capital, the leverage of technology, or the leverage of other people's work, the aim is to disconnect your income from your clock. When you master the art of making your money work harder than you do, you stop trading your life for a paycheck and start using your paycheck to buy back your life. That is the definition of financial mastery. At the end of the day, building wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how you think. It's about the decisions you make every single day with the money that passes through your hands. Anyone can spend. Anyone can upgrade their lifestyle. But not everyone has the discipline to invest, to delay, to think long-term. Imagine your life 5 years from now if you applied these principles consistently. Instead of living paycheck to paycheck, you could have investments growing in the background. Instead of worrying about bills, you could have options, real freedom. That's what this is really about. Not just money, but control over your time, your choices, your future. The truth is, the gap between where you are and where you want to be financially isn't as wide as it seems. It's built on small, consistent actions repeated over time. So starting today, make the shift. Question every expense. Prioritize investing. Think like the wealthy do. Because once you stop spending mindlessly and start investing intentionally, everything changes. Your habits change, your mindset changes, and eventually, your entire life changes.